In this lesson, we're going to cover asset management. Now, asset management refers to the systematic approach to the governance and realization of value from the items that a group or entity is responsible for over its entire lifecycle. Asset management can be conducted for any asset your organization is responsible for, from tangible assets like office buildings, computers, and machinery, to intangible assets like your intellectual property, your organization's reputation, and its goodwill. But for the sake of this lesson, we're mostly going to be focused on technological and digital assets. Now, let's pretend that you work for a large Fortune 500 company that has many different departments, a myriad of employees, and a wide range of projects that all must be accounted for and kept track of. For example, some of the organization's assets could be laptops that each employee is going to use, or the software licenses they've purchased, or the company's servers that are holding the organization's sensitive data. By using asset management, the entire process of managing these assets can be improved so that the organization is going to run smoother. Now, asset management is really focused on two main areas: the assignment of and accounting for the assets, and the monitoring and tracking of those assets. Now, first, let's take a look at the assignment or accounting of those assets. Each asset for the organization has been assigned to a person or group of people who are going to be known as the owners of that asset. This process is often referred to as the allocation or assignment of ownership, and it's going to be used to determine which asset belongs to whom or which department. For instance, a high-performance computing machine may belong to the graphics design team, while a specific software license could be assigned to a person like Angela who works in the marketing department. Now, the proper assignment of these assets will ensure that there is no ambiguity about who uses which asset, and this can also help us when we're conducting troubleshooting, upgrades, and replacement of a given asset. Now, in addition to assigning the owner of each asset should also be classified and categorized. Classification is the process of categorizing assets based on certain criteria like their function, their value, or other parameters that are deemed necessary by the organization. Proper classification of the type and the value of the asset is also important so that the company can make an informed decision about their asset's maintenance, replacement, or its eventual retirement. For example, your organization's servers may be holding critical data that may be classified as a high-value asset, and therefore you may need to have more stringent maintenance schedules involved for that data. Conversely, if you're looking at an old laptop that's sitting in storage and has been classified as a low-value asset, this laptop might be considered for recycling or disposal because it's at or near its end of its useful life cycle. Now, once the assets are properly assigned and classified, the next logical step in efficient asset management is going to be to conduct monitoring or tracking of those assets. Now, monitoring and tracking of our assets ensures that each asset is properly accounted for and is being used optimally. Asset monitoring usually is going to entail maintaining an inventory or a record of every single asset, its specifications, its location, its assigned users, and other relevant details like that. This asset monitoring will allow your asset managers to maintain a well-maintained inventory that can help us understand which employee is using which laptop, its specific make and model, and when it was last serviced. Now, asset tracking, on the other hand, is going to take asset monitoring a bit further by monitoring and managing the location, status, and condition of physical assets by using specialized software and tracking technologies. For example, your organization's asset tracking software could be used to determine the exact GPS location of a particular device at any given time. Another key aspect of monitoring and tracking is the use of enumeration. Now, enumeration involves identifying and counting assets, especially in large organizations or during times of asset procurement or retirement. Enumeration usually involves the use of software tools and scanners to determine which assets are connected to a given network, what type of software or operating systems are being used by those assets, and the overall status or health of each asset. By regularly conducting enumeration, organizations can ensure they have an accurate and up-to-date inventory, detect unauthorized devices, and make informed decisions about software updates, patches, and potential security vulnerabilities. This proactive approach is going to aid in risk management and optimizing the utilization of your resources within your organization. For example, here at Dion Training, if we wanted to buy another training company, one of the first actions we would take would be to enumerate their network to see what types of assets they have that are connected to that network that we'd be able to reuse, upgrade, or retire. Now, one of the biggest assets in our modern workforce that we need to keep track of is actually all of those mobile devices we're using. Now, mobile devices include smartphones, tablets, laptops, and wearable devices. And because work is no longer confined to the office, we have employees that are often on the move, and they're using various types of devices to access our company data from wherever they are in the world. To better assign, configure, monitor, and track these devices, most organizations are going to rely on a mobile device management solution known as an MDM. Now, a mobile device management solution, or MDM, will allow an organization to securely manage and monitor the mobile devices of their employees, including their smartphones, tablets, or laptops. A mobile device management solution can provide administrators with all the tools they need to enforce corporate policies, to ensure software uniformity, and to safeguard the device's sensitive data. The centralization provided by an MDM not only streamlines the management processes, but it also enhances the security by ensuring that all of our devices adhere to the latest security standards and protocols. Additionally, if an employee were to lose their company-provided smartphone, your organization's information technology department could remotely lock or even wipe that device to ensure the security of its sensitive data by using a mobile device management solution. Similarly, if there's a new software update or a new company application, it can be remotely installed on all of your devices using that same MDM. By using a mobile device management solution, administrators can push out software patches, updates, and corporate applications to thousands of devices simultaneously to ensure more timely updates and a consistent user experience is occurring across all of your managed devices inside of your organization. This ensures that even in a vast, diverse ecosystem of devices, there's a certain level of consistency and standardization that is occurring. This centralized approach to device management not only increases operational efficiency, but it also significantly reduces the risks associated with unsecured or outdated devices. So remember, asset management ensures the optimal utilization, maximize value, and the security of your organization's assets. Through a proper assignment and classification, combined with diligent monitoring and tracking, your business can make certain that its assets are not just accounted for, but they're also contributing to the organization's overall growth and efficiency. Whether it's a multinational corporation or a budding startup, the principles of asset management remain the same by placing a large emphasis on structured, proactive, and efficient asset governance and use.